Actually, I don't know if you saw an ADP.
Todd? Do you hear someone say?
No, it was a machine. Somebody, like an operator.
I don't want to start the webinar. I guess I will. We only got 6 minutes.
What I was going to ask you is.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Catalyst webinar series presented by the Education Committee for the Southern California PGA. The Catalyst webinar series is a bi-weekly educational platform for creating success and change in your club and career. We're very excited. I'm very excited to have Todd Sammons. He is the Director of Member Education for PGA National, joining us this morning. Todd's going to be taking us through an overview of the Professional Golf Management 3.0 curriculum. So many of us members in the section, we got our Class A's 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. We're not, truthfully, we're not as up to date on what the program entails now, and therefore not as helpful to our associates and apprentices that we have working for us. So an overview like this could be extremely beneficial for us. So we're very glad and pleased that Todd was able to make the time to join us this morning. Good morning, Mr. Sammons. Thanks for joining us on the Catalyst webinar series.
Good morning, John, and thanks for the intro. And as I'm going through this, if anybody has any questions whatsoever, please let us know, and I'll certainly try to leave a few minutes at the end to answer those questions as well. So as you see, on the screen here, we're talking about the 3.0 program. I've been a member for almost 30 years and went through the old business school program, and it has certainly been through a number of changes. I've been with the PGA now for 14 years, and we've changed it, I think, 3 times since I've been here. So we just, try to continue to stay up with the industry standards and what the industry wants. And this latest iteration was done because we had a bunch of industry leaders come in that owned companies and owned, multiple golf courses. And we asked them, we said, what are you looking for in a golf professional, and what do you want to see? So, and we came up with a bunch of competencies that we looked at, changed the program accordingly. But without really. We'll move forward here, and this is the lifelong learning strategy that the PGA that we came up with. And as you'll see on the left, there's 2 different ways to become a member, and that's one through the associate program, which we're going to talk about here in a second, and then the other one is the student program in our 18 universities across the country. These other logos are: number 1, you become a member. Number 2, you can start the specialized program, then the certified program, and the master professional program. And we can talk about those, at another on another call. But what we're going to concentrate on here is the PGA PGM 3.0 program, and these are basically the requirements. That the program didn't change as far as what you see from the outside. There's still 3 levels. There's still seminars that they have to attend. There are still work experience portfolio activities that they have to complete, and there's still testing that they have to complete. But there's a little bit of difference than what even 2.0 was. So now the 3 levels. Level 1 is the same for everybody. They come in. We call that our core level, and in that level they get a number of different subjects: business planning, customer relations, tournament operations, golf cart fleet management, career enhancement, and they then complete and teaching and coaching. Obviously, the seminars are 1 week, and they have 3 days of what we call facility management. And we changed that a little bit because we used to do business planning on day 1, customer relations on day 2, tournament operations on day 3, and then golf cart fleet management, career enhancement, or self-study. And then we did teaching and coaching on Thursday and Friday. Obviously, and I ask the associates all the time, I say, is that the way you do business? I mean, do you just do business planning on Monday and and tournament ops on Wednesday and customer relations on Tuesday. No, of course not. So we have integrated all of these subjects together, and we're in and out of them in the 3-day period of facility management, and then the teaching and coaching on Thursday and Friday. That's level 1 seminars. Following the seminars, actually, the difference in the work experience portfolio now than what it used to be, they used to not get access to the work experience portfolio until they attended seminars. That has changed. When they sign up for the level, they get access to the work experience portfolio. They are welcome to go in and start the work experience portfolio prior to attending seminars. We don't recommend it because they are going to learn, especially in level 1, they're going to learn some things in level 1 that are going to help them with that work experience portfolio. And actually, we do some of the work experience portfolio while we're in seminar. So if they pay good attention, take good notes, they're going to be able to knock that out, because we use case studies for some of the portfolio examples, and they can choose a private case study or a public case study. We've got both, and they'll stick with that case study throughout this work experience portfolio to complete those activities, but they'll also have to complete activities based on what they're doing at your facilities. And that's where you can be a huge help. Not that you can't be a huge help in the case study, you can do that too, but you can be a huge help in the work experience portfolio at their facilities, at your facility. And then following completion of that, they submit it, we grade it. This is all online, and once we evaluate it and approve it, then they can test. A big difference in testing now is that in level 1 of the old program, I'm gonna say the 2.0 program, they had 5 exams that they had to take in level 1. Now they only have 2 in level 1. They have a facility management test and a teaching and coaching test. One is the facility management test is a 125 question test, and then the teaching and coaching is 75 questions. So it's basically a total of 200, but it's 2 separate tests. You take them at 2 separate times, and I'll talk about that in just a moment as well. But as you'll see on the screen here, we publish now every one of our test questions, and they get access to that when they start the level. Now, these questions might not be exactly the same. It's good news, bad news, right? The good news is we test them. The bad news, that we publish them. The bad news is that we publish them. Good news is that every question that we have is in the bank. However, the bad news is there's over 500 to 600 questions in that bank, and they don't look exactly the same. So for instance, we don't put in multiple choice questions and we give you the 3 distractors and 1 correct answer. We don't do that. We reframe the question, and we ask, what, for instance, if we ask what ball flight best, or what ball flight law actually is best when we're talking about distance, and then we list 3 or 4, and they have to choose the correct one. We just talk about what ball flight laws influence distance, and then they have to go into the material and figure out what the answer to that is in this test item bank that we publish. So good news, bad news, those are the big differences in the program. And the last difference that I'll tell you in the program is when we move from level 1 to level 2. When they go to level 2, they have to choose a career path, and they'll stay in that career path for level 2 and level 3. The career paths are listed there. Golf operations, that's what we've been doing for 100 years, and we will continue to do. I always tell the associates that if you want to be a head golf professional and run the golf shop and the teaching business and all of that together, that's probably the way you want to go, because you're gonna complete level 2 and level 3 much the same way you did level 1. 3 days of facility management, 2 days of teaching and coaching in each one of those levels for golf ops. Or you could choose executive management. If you want to run the whole enterprise and you want to be the GM or the CEO of a facility, then executive management is probably going to be the path for you. It's a little different in executive management for level 2 and level 3. There's no teaching in level 2 and level 3 in the executive management track. It's all about leadership, organizational development, departmental development, D&I, diversity and inclusion, pricing. We go over pricing and marketing and things of that nature. in executive management, and we do that in both levels 2 and 3. We just ramp up level 3 a little bit more. We also have for golf operations and executive management in level 3. We conduct a business simulation, and the business simulation is really awesome. We actually have a couple different simulations that we do. For the associates, we do in the golf operations career path, we have a basic, private or public, and we choose it basically based on who our audience is and what they want. But it's a 5 decision period simulation. They work in teams. They work together and they basically run a facility, and there's 5 different facilities in the market. They compete against each other, and we do that. We take a day to do that in golf ops, and it's been a great experience so far. They learn a lot. It's hands-on. It's an opportunity for them to run a business and not be afraid to bankrupt it if they make some mistakes. And it's been a great learning experience so far. The feedback we've got has been fantastic. That's in golf ops. In executive management, we play more of an advanced level. And let me back up. In the basic one, you basically start at the same level. Everybody starts at ground zero, all of them, and they work their way up through these 5 decision periods. In executive management, they basically start at the 3rd decision period. So we only have 3 in the advanced level of this simulation, and everybody starts at a different level. And so they manage their facilities based on case studies that they're given and situations that they're given each decision period. And we actually do the public and the private and executive management during that week. And then the last career path is teaching and coaching. And teaching and coaching is exactly what it is. It's 5 days of teaching and coaching in level 2 and level 3. And there's a little bit of business in there, but not much. We get that at the core level. And then this is basically hands-on teaching and coaching. We go over their portfolios, what the videos that they've submitted. We show them in class. We also show other videos that the instructors have done, and we ask them, what would you do in these situations? And we do have a PowerPoint slide each day that we go over, but it's not all day. And then it's more of viewing videos and hands-on things of that nature. When we get to the building in Frisco, when that opens up, then we'll have them back teaching and coaching back into and golf ops and executive management for level 2 and level 3 will be meeting in Frisco probably as soon as March, I believe. So, and then we've got a great facility out there, and we'll be able to be hands-on with them and have them out there teaching other people and be able to guide them along the path in the teaching and coaching track. Right now, we're doing all of these virtually, and we started that on March 16th of 2020. The word came down on the 13th that said we cannot have people in the education center here in Port St. Lucie, so we'll do it virtually. We made the flip. It's not the best case scenario, especially for teaching and coaching, but it has been great as far as having the people to be able to move forward in the program and not really be disrupted too much. So there's a lot of words and a lot of things on this slide, but this is what I wanted to explain. Actually, I've already explained the 3 different levels, but every level works the same. And that is when you start in the Q level, you register for the qualifying level all online. You have to complete and pass a background check. You review the qualifying level courses. The 5 qualifying level courses are listed there: Intro to PGA PGM, the history of the PGA, the PGA Constitution, the rules of golf, and career enhancement. I will tell you that there is a document there, the history of the PGA, that we do not test on. There is some history within the PGA Constitution that we do, but the history of the PGA is basically a supplemental document that talks about the PGA from 1916 till today. Then they have to pass a knowledge test. It's a 65 question test. and it's online. And then, to talk about the testing a little bit, that's another thing that we did too. We had to move away from in-person testing, obviously due to COVID. We went to a company that we call that the name of the company is Examine. It's all online, so they do all their testing online, and it's worked very, very well so far. We've had a few hiccups, but not many, and because it's worked so well, we've decided to continue that, and I don't know if in-person testing will ever come back. It's just been so successful for them to be able to, for the associates to be able to test in their own home or at their office, and it's been great. So after that, after passing the knowledge test, you have to fulfill the PAT requirement. The PAT requirement is not passing the PAT, but it's having an eligible score, and that's half of the score. You might shoot the score might be 156. They might shoot 78, 83 and not make it, but they did fulfill it, but with a 78, they got half of the score, so they're able to continue. And then they just have to document the eligible employment. Now, there's going to be some changes with this due to some recent things that have come up, but right now, this is what we're operating under as far as Q level goes. Then level 1, level 2, and level 3 are basically, I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but you have to purchase the access level. And let me back up. Qualifying level is $200 to purchase the access to the qualifying level. And then the test, I believe, is $15. Now, we don't collect that. All testing fees, they pay to the testing company. In an effort for us to kind of lower prices, that we found that more beneficial than us charging them and then the company charging us for it and us paying. So, and that's worked out very well too. So in level 1, you purchase access, that's $560, and then review the manuals and then attend the seminars, everything that we just talked about. Won't go through that again, but when level 2 and level 3 is the same thing. You purchase access. However, the access goes down to $350 in level 2 and $350 to level 3, and then do the same thing. Attend the seminars, complete your portfolio, pass the knowledge test, and then apply for membership. There's course manuals in every course. We have our own learning management system now, Canvas, which they can access all of that information through the portal, and they have access to all the manuals. They have access to the work experience portfolio. They have access to the test bank, and then when they're eligible to take their test, they go onto Canvas and click. There's a test tile there on their dashboard, and on their education portal, and they click that, and it leads them right through the process to register for that exam. We talked about this. This is actually, I inserted some slides into this deck. This is a deck that I go through on Monday morning of level 1, just so that they understand what they're in for the week and for the rest of their journey. Right now, it used to be when you registered for a seminar that you had to register 30 days in advance. And you paid your $2,000, and we took care of all the travel and things of that nature. And then they showed up, and we sent out a bunch of information. Because we went virtual, we can add anybody pretty much anytime we wanted to. So we changed the price. We knocked the price down to $750, and they can register as late as the Friday before the Monday. So there's a lot of people that will hang on to their, and rightfully so, hang on to their money until the last minute. They sign up and they come in Monday morning. They don't know what to expect. So we go through this with them on Monday morning, just to make sure that they understand again what they're up against and what they're in for. And this is one of the slides that's in that deck, as well as this one. Steps to the PGA membership. We always share this. Completing the PGA PGM 3.0 program. 28 work experience credits now that they have to get. they have to complete the PAT to become a member, and then eligible employee, U.S. citizen, things of that nature. These are all membership requirements, and I tell them if they have any questions about the work experience credits or any of this, that they need to, other than completing the program, to contact membership, and because they're the ones that are best to answer questions like this. I'm not a membership expert, and they can answer these questions. I will tell you that there's a couple things that have happened recently. They do not have to complete. They do not have to complete the PAT before their 8 years or 9 years is up now. If they don't complete it, but they complete the PGA PGM program, then they'll go into a B25 status, and they can stay in that B25 status as long as they want to. Obviously, nobody wants to. They want to pass the PAT and get on with it, but there is that option. It used to be that they could not come to a level 3 or complete level 3, I'm sorry, until they passed the PAT. They couldn't take the exam until they passed the PAT. That's over now. They can complete the PGA PGM program and then become that B25 if they would like. And then up front, they can also now join the program and kind of test it out, if you will, as what we call an affiliate, and that's brand new as well. So these are the things that we go over. But again, I don't spend a whole lot of time here because I'm not the expert in here, and we do provide them with the PGA Education Center phone number. This phone number is still live, the 866-866-3382. Option 6 down there is what they want to hit, and they'll get generally somebody live. If not, they can leave a message and we'll get right back to them. This number is for you too as a member. If you would, you want to talk about anything or we can help, we certainly will. There's the mentor, email that we check daily. We have mentors of the day. We have 2 mentors of the day every day, Monday through Friday. They check that. And then their dashboard is a resource. The education portal is a resource. And then we provide the membership number that has been around for a long, long time to them. We also, and you might want to share some of this. We've run across a couple of issues, and it's not, it's not earth-shattering. And as you can imagine, we encourage participation by everyone. We would like for everyone to be on camera. We would like for everyone to participate. We miss being in person. We can walk the room and work the room and ask questions to specific people. You can still do that online. You just can't see the whole room at the same time. But so we encourage that. We encourage it in one of 2 ways. We encourage it by unmuting themselves and asking the question, or by using the chat function and chatting. We always we always have 2 people presenting. So we have one person watching the chat and while the other person's presenting, and vice versa. So that we encourage that. However, we have felt the need to put in these 4 bullets, and that is, courtesy and respect, good manners. Think before you chat or speak. We've had instances where people have, said something or chatted something that some viewed as off color. So we felt we needed to put this in. If you think it might offend somebody, don't say it or chat it. And if you have a question about content or concepts, presented, please ask. That's what we're here for. So, and then we end up with this one. If they got any questions, we're certainly available to help them along the way. I mean, that's what we're here for, and we strive to tell them each and every day that we're here to help you, and we're here to help them our proudest moment as an education staff is to have them standing up next to us with comma PGA behind their name. And we'll do everything that we can to get them to that finish line. I certainly don't want to take their test for them. They wouldn't want me to do that anyway. But we'll do everything in our power to get them across the finish line. And we have a couple of things too, that because we publish the test questions, because we publish the work experience activities well in advance, we implemented a 30-day policy. And that 30-day policy says that if you're unsuccessful on a test attempt, you have to wait 30 days to take it again. The reason that we do this is because we have found in the past that people, if you take a test over and over and over again, and believe me, we've had some instances where a test has been taken over and over and over again. Sometimes I think the max was about 14. If you take it that many times, you're going to end up memorizing the questions and memorizing the answers, and that's not what we want. We want to have them experience, to be able to answer these questions through experience, and that is experiencing the material, but experiencing the work experience activities that they do, and things of that nature, and ingrain that. And we feel like that the 30 days is necessary for them to be able to go back, understand what they've tested on. We'll help them. We'll give them a score report and let them know where they might have been deficient, where they might need to work on. We also recommend that they call us. And actually now, if you fail a test twice, your test is cut off and you have to go through mentoring with us. So we set it up with a mentor. Sometimes it's a couple hours, sometimes it's 30 minutes. But we review the score report. We talk to them about where they're deficient and where they need to study, and try to get them through the process and on the right path with that test. We also, if they submit a work experience portfolio that is insufficient, and let me tell you, because we've published the test questions, we've ramped up a little bit of the assessment on the work experience portfolio. It's no longer, basically objective. It's now subjective, and we have rubrics by which we grade these, and the rubrics tell us exactly what it is that they have, done, and based on that rubric, that's the score that they get. We have, I think, 19 activities in level 1, 19 or 21. In the past, you could score 70% on the overall portfolio and move forward. Now you have to pass every activity. So if there's 21 activities, you have to get 70% or higher in each activity to move forward. If you fail one activity, it goes back. We've tried to be a little bit more lenient. If they upload the wrong document, we reach out to them. We give them 24 hours and say, hey, you've got 24 hours to, we realize that you might have clicked the wrong document and uploaded it. We're going to give you an opportunity to upload the right document or the right video here. We'll give you 24 hours to do it, knowing that if they've done it, they'll be able to, upload it right away. And when they do that, we're good. And then we'll grade it. If, however, they were deficient and they just kind of slapped it together and didn't pass 3 or 4 activities, then it goes back, and they have to wait 30 days to resubmit. So once they get it resubmitted, we will approve it and move it forward so that they can test. So I can't think of anything else as far as the program. Oh, I will tell you this, I'm going to forward, there is a supervising professionals guide. In that supervising professionals guide, I looked at it a moment ago. I'm going to send it to John or the section office maybe, and they can submit it or send it to you if that's something that you would like. It's actually on .org, but I'm not entirely sure exactly where to go. It's better for me just to email it, and you can email me too. I'm willing to help you any way that I can with these individuals. And it lists every activity and every level, so you'll be able to see those and what's expected of them and what they are supposed to do to get by. But I've been talking here for a while. So any questions that you have?
Yes. Thank you, Todd, very much. Thank you. A couple of questions here. What are some suggestions that you have for mentoring or supervising PGA members that have associates, particularly in level one? What are some words of wisdom or some talking points of advice that you could give us to help, not necessarily hold our associates accountable, but to just genuinely help them with the kit?
That's a great question. And my first answer is going to be pretty simple, but business planning, it's been a level one subject. And we realized that, not a lot of associates have the opportunity to jump into business planning at your facility. You're doing that, right? However, if you could take them under your wing while you're doing these plans, yearly plans or strategic plans, whatever they might be, and just show them what it is that you're doing, how you're doing it. I think that would be very helpful. Especially, it's the core and it's the basis of what we do with other subjects in the program. We always relate back, like if you're going to golf cart fleet management, you got to look at your mission statement and the vision for the facility. What kind of golf cart fleet do you want to have based on what that business plan that you put together? I'm telling you stuff that you guys know. I mean, this is not rocket science, but for them, that's where we see them struggle the most. What is a good, what are good, ideas that you're going to come up with for the next year, and why are you coming up with those? What are the numbers that you look at? So here's something that's going to scare you to death. I travel around the country with Dawes Marlott, who's the Senior Director of Education, and we do these simulations that I was talking to you about at all different levels. The simulations are great at all different sections. The simulations are great because you have to look at financial statements and things of that nature. I get two questions. The number one question I get is can you help me do a business plan? The number two question that I get is, can you help me read a financial statement?
Right.
Now, I know that.
Todd, what was the second question? The second question?
Can you help me read a financial statement? It scared me to death the first time I heard it. But after I heard it the first time, I kept hearing it. And then I got to thinking, when I got in the golf business, we operated under a, build it and they will come back in the 80s, right? There was a study that went out that said you could build a golf course a day for the next 10 years and not meet the demand. And what did we do? Yeah, we built a golf course. As a matter of fact, one year we built 375, and it doesn't take a mental heavyweight to figure out that that's more than one a day. And now what are we doing? What were we doing in the early 2000s, mid 2000s? We're closing 2010. I think we closed. That was 110 or something like that. The golf courses that were closed, and oh, by the way, most of them were closed here in the United States. Very few abroad, it's now at a point in time where we have to pay attention to the numbers. Back then we didn't. I mean, really, we did, but we didn't do it because we had so many people coming in. I'll never forget. I was working at a facility. Had 7 people standing in line ready to pay, and the guy at the front of the counter that I was waiting on was giving me all kind of grief. I had a hard time moving him along, taking care of him. Pro comes out of the office after he leaves. He says, "Hey man, if you got anybody that does that to you again, just tell them to get lost. We got people in line behind him that are wanting to pay to play." And, would we do that today? Absolutely not. So it's become, we have to know the business plan. We have to know how to read a financial statement. And we have shared that. We share that with associates over and over and over again. I think that's, and again, because that's the basis of the whole program and where the program kind of goes, that they need to understand that. So anytime that you as a head professional or general manager, whatever your title is, can help them know and understand that and why you do the things you do, that's awesome, because that gives them the touchy-feely, the hands-on experience to be able to be better, right? And this stuff that we teach, it's like college, I mean, I went to college, I got a degree, but can I remember anything that I really went through in college? I mean, but also, when I got out and I went to my first job, the pro throws me the keys and says, "Hey, I got a tournament I'm playing in today. Can you run the shop?" Well, I guess I have to. And but I don't know. I don't know how to turn on the alarm. Don't know how to do this. Don't know how to do that. It's that training that you get from that individual that you're working with is what is important. And through that, I think that this program will come to life. That answer your
Todd, since going to the 3.0, do you have any basic numbers on the improvement or lack of improvement on the success rate of level 1 associates making their way through to membership? Has 3.0 produced better results or flat results or worse results than 2.0?
Yeah, so for membership, it's been pretty much the same so far, as far as the number of people that we have that have become members. Now, that's a little bit, it's not misleading, but it is a little bit different because we still have people. So for instance, if they were in the 2.0 program and they were in level 1 of the 2.0 program, it's much the same as level 1 in the 3.0 program. A little bit of nuance, not much. So if we have them complete level 1 in the 2.0 program as far as the work experience portfolio and the testing, and then transfer them to the 3.0 program, where they then choose a career path. So, and then they go through 3.0 level 2 and level 3. The program is so in its infancy that we have tons of people in the Q level. We have tons of people in level 1. So for instance, in level 1 right now, I look at the numbers every day. We have 2,252 associates just in level 1 alone. We have, so when you go to level 2, we've got 512 in level 2 golf ops. We have 183 in level 2 teaching and coaching. And we have 68, I believe, in level 2 executive management. But the pipeline is filling. So we feel very confident that that people are starting to move through the program. And every day I see the numbers in level 2 and level 3 go up. I'll tell you something else that has really kind of hurt us is the pandemic, and the reason that it's hurt us is because they added, as you know, or I think I hope you know, that they've added a year to each, which they should have because of the pandemic, but they added a year to each associate's acceptable progress. So acceptable progress used to be 2 years for level 1, 2 years for level 2, and then 8 years to complete the program. And if you got 2 years behind, you were suspended. If you got 4 years behind, you were in terminated status, which is a bad word. I wish we wouldn't use that word, but we do. Terminated just simply means that you're 4 years behind in the 8-year acceptable progress. Once you complete that level, you go into the next level and you become unterminated, unsuspended. and it starts over again until you get to level 3. When you get to level 3, if somebody completed level 1 in a year and level 2 in a year, they still have 6 years to complete level 3, and they never get suspended or terminated until that 8-year mark. When pandemic hit, the board decided to give everybody an extra year, which they should have. But what it did was now, okay, now I got 3 years to complete level 1, so I'm going to take my time. And people got busy, because what happened in March, and you guys know this, you guys are the boots on the ground. In March and April, we were laying people off because of the pandemic and thought that nobody was going to come back. And then all of a sudden, boom, golf is a social distancing sport. So we got packed, and we only had 1 or 2 people, and they're overworking them. So they're being overworked because we have such small staffs because of the pandemic. So it's just it was a cycle, and people didn't have time. We saw, just as far as the virtual offerings go, the very first virtual offering we did was in March of last year, and we had 37, I think, level 2 people. The next week we did a level 1, we had 156, and it was amazing. But then the numbers started backing down in the summer because people got busy, and the numbers were still good, and it was great. It was a great year for us and for to be able to move the associates along. But it was just kind of an ebb and flow. So I think when they started that and they gave them that extra 3rd year, it was like they kind of relaxed and said, okay, I got a little extra time, and I'm going to take my time and do this right. And I think I don't know that we'll ever go back to the 2 and 8. I think it might stay at the 3, 3, and 9. Now, I will tell you too that it's 3 years until they're suspended, but then it's only 2 years until they're terminated. So in terminated status. So now it's 5 years instead of 4 for the terminated status if they don't complete that level. And again, once they complete the level that they're in, then they start the next level with a clean slate, unless they take that 8 or 9 or the 9 years, and then they're, if they haven't completed the program, they have to start over.
So you had mentioned that there's really little nuance, little difference between 2.0 and 3.0 in terms of level 1, because in 3.0 the executive management, golf operations, and the teaching and coaching, those paths are not distinguished until level 2. Real quick, can you run over those numbers again on how many level 1 associates do we have nationwide? How many level 2 associates do we have nationwide? And then of the 3 career paths, what's the breakdown?
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little math here, but on the first one, I know for sure there's 2,252 associates in level 1. We call them A1s, or yeah. And don't confuse that with the A1 member classification. This is a classification for associates. So there's 2,252 of those. When we get, and let me back up too, let me tell you just what we're facing also in the Q level, which is the level before you jump into the program. There's 1,400 people in that. So you can see that between Q and level 1, there's 3,600. I'm not a mathematician, but I think it's close to that. So that's a good number. Then you get in level 2 in golf ops, you have 512. In teaching and coaching, you have 183. So we're looking, close to 700 there. And then
so level 2, we have 500 and what?
512 in golf ops. We have 183 in teaching and coaching, and we have 66 in executive management. So it's somewhere in the neighborhood of between 760 and 770, I believe, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Total level 2.
Level 2, yeah. And then in level 3, we have 68 in golf ops. We have 26 in teaching and coaching, and we have 13 in executive management. And so, and let me preface that too by saying, when we started this, we thought that we would have 70% of the associates would choose golf ops in level 2. We thought that 20% would choose teaching and coaching, and we thought that 10% would choose executive management. When we did we actually surveyed them because we wanted to know what was coming. So at the end of level 1, we would survey them. Hey, what are you going to do? We were shocked. 50% chose golf ops, about 49% chose teaching and coaching, and 1% chose executive management. However, after doing this now for a year and a half, we look at the numbers and it's almost spot on at like 70, 20, and 10. It's actually like 68, 23, and 9, I believe is the percentage if you add them up. So I think when they looked at it, when they got back to their facilities and they started chatting with their head pros and their GMs about which way to go, I think it panned out exactly the way that we thought it would. And kudos to you guys for the time that you spend with them and talking with them and getting going in the right direction. And I always tell them too, if you think that, and I tell every class this too, if you think that the teaching and coaching is going to be easier because you're going to be outside and teaching and all that, and it's great, that's what we do, please don't think that, because actually the teaching and coaching track is a little bit tougher in the portfolio. So whereas in the golf ops part, the teaching and coaching and the golf ops track, they do, I think, 3 lessons, and they have to video maybe the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes in level 1. And level 2, it's a little bit more. In level 3, it might be a little bit more, but it's still only 3 lessons. In the teaching and coaching track, I think in level 2, you have to give 10, and you have to video them, and you have to video more than 5 minutes. Those are shared with us, obviously, in the work experience portfolio, but more importantly, when they come to the level 3 seminar, they're shared with everybody. And we obviously ask them, but they're okay with it, but they get scrutinized. And the associates will ask them, each associate will ask another associate, well, why did you do that? Or why did you do that? Or, this is what I'm feeling. And then the instructors will step in and say, hey, there's more than one way to teach. So it's been great so far. And but I do stress to them that if they choose that because they think it's easier, they're making the wrong decision, because they're all pretty equal. And executive management's tough. I mean, not tough, but it's a lot of things that they have to do with the simulation that we go over. There's reports that we run at the end of each decision period, and they have to take those reports and formulate what they would do. Let's say we're in year 3, 4, and 5 of the simulation. After playing the simulation and getting the numbers, we ask them, what would you do in year 6, 7, and 8? And that's part of their portfolio.
I think it speaks volumes to the testament that teaching and coaching is not the easiest path. Of the 3 paths, teaching and coaching that's the entrepreneurial small business. And like any entrepreneurial small business, it's hard work to make a success of it. So do you think, backing up to the fact that the golf operations is above and beyond the most popular path, do you think that has anything to do with probably the presence of more mentors in golf operation than in executive management and teaching and coaching?
I would say certainly that's part of it. But I would also say that, that's what we've been doing forever. I mean, we're golf professionals, and I know when I got in the business, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to teach a little bit. I didn't want to teach full time, but I wanted to teach. But I also wanted to run the golf shop, and I wanted to have a great merchandising program. I wanted to greet customers. I wanted to run great tournaments, and I wanted to have the best golf cart fleet. I wanted everything to look great. I wanted on our member guests that all of us were dressed up in golf shirts, but suit coats and things of that nature. I mean, that's what I wanted. That's what I saw, and that's what I wanted. And today's world is a little bit different. And it's, obviously a lot of us on this call too have been members for a long time. We work 100 hours a week. if we could back then. Guess what? Today, are they doing that? Will they do that? Do they want to do it? No, pretty much. Most of them are, the younger generation is like, I'm gonna go find something else to do. It's a little different, and you guys know this better than I do. I mean, you have to manage their schedules and things of that nature. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just saying that it's a little bit different in today's world, and that's why we've tried to change our program to meet those demands and offer them something besides the traditional head pro position. I'll be quite honest with you. I remember even before I came to work for the PGA, and a lot of you will recognize this, that there was a big push, it seemed to me, to get us to take general manager positions. And we were the best, and I still believe this, we are the best to run the whole facility because we know it. However, what we found in the last, 10, 15 years since I've been here, a lot of people don't want to be the GM. They want to do exactly what I just described. Be the head pro, run the shop, have the merchandising operation, not have it, but run it, whether they own it or not. And do tournaments and things of that nature. That's in their blood, and that's what they want to do. And so we've recognized that, and that's why we've come up with these 3 different paths.
Fantastic. As you know, Todd, here in the Southern California section, we have started a launch pad. We call it the launch pad, but it is a ongoing classroom type workshop setting for level 1 associates to get that hands-on connection with those that have gone through the program, as opposed to just going through the books on their own, creating that support group, tapping them into potential mentors. And I'm curious, are there any of the other sections in the country doing anything like that?
There's a couple, but you guys are way ahead of the curve. I mean, I've seen a lot of things that you guys are doing, and it's really, really good. And you're way ahead of the curve. Matter of fact, I know other sections that have talked about your section, whether they've been involved or got friends in your section or what. But as I've traveled around, and I've seen others that are saying, we need to do the same thing that Southern Cal's doing. So kudos to you guys for what you're doing, and even having something like this. I mean, is incredible to be able to have me talk to you and offer too. Is anytime that any of you have any questions that you need me, man, please don't hesitate. I'm here again. I'm here to help, and I'll help you do whatever you want to do. And you're oops, I just hit the wrong button. Your goals are probably the same, not the same as mine, but you want to move them along. And I mean, you don't want to have an assistant in your shop for 45 years, the same one. I mean, you want to have an assistant there for 45 years, but not the same guy or gal. You want to move them along and get them into a position where they can succeed. And the one guy that I keep thinking about is Bob Ford. And I mean, I don't know how many people that he has had. He was up at Oakmont and down at Seminole here, and I don't know how many people he's had. You've got people in your section that do the same thing. There may be some on this call, but that's what you want, right? You want them to move along, be successful, stay in the golf business, and prosper. And that's what we're about. We want to help you, your associates, your members, to have the greatest job impact that you can have and make the most money you can make. And through our education, that's what we strive to do. We want to help you.
Well, there's definitely a correlation between associates that are hungry to move through the program and their ability to be a good assistant for their club. The guys, the people that are moving through the program at a good pace and are taking it seriously are usually pretty good assistants for their clubs. And the ones that are dragging their feet and not really serious are more likely to not be as much of an asset for their clubs. So thank you very much, Todd. We are out of time. On behalf of the Education Committee for the Southern California PGA, thank you so much for coming on here. I mean, we so much of the education platform for the section is geared towards helping associates get through level 1 and work their way towards Class A membership, and there really just can't be enough venues and opportunities for that to be fostered. And coming on the Catalyst like this and giving us a run through on the 3.0 program is wonderful. And like we talked about yesterday, I'm gonna hit you up to do this a couple times a year, because it's you know, I think it's
Love to.
imperative. It's imperative for the membership to know what their associates and assistants are going through.
Love to help any way that I can. And my email, I thought I had it on the slide. That's why I moved that slide presentation forward, but I don't. But my email is simply tsammons@pgahq.com. Please feel free to reach out. If you guys want the supervising professional document, please let me know, and I can send it out. I can either send it to John or to Tom in the office, or if you want to email me, I can send it to you separately. Whatever you like.
So Todd, this your presentation is being recorded. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube, and I'm going to send out an email to everybody that's on today's webcast, and you'll be on that as well. I'll put your contact information in the body of the email. And also, to answer your question, Andy Tooney wanted to know if we could send out your presentation. So if you could flip me over a PDF version of your PowerPoint, I'll attach that to the email that we'll send out here later this morning.
You got it. Yep, not a problem.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks for being here this morning. Thanks everybody for being on the Catalyst webinar series. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.
Thanks, Todd.
Do the same. Thank you.
Thanks, TA. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks.